has anybody here had experience where you've gone someplace you know you've never been before, but you go there and you go, this feels really familiar, you know? This is like, or even more familiar than that, like, it feels like I've been here before. And I know I've never been here before. Anybody have had that experience? Yeah, a lot of people. So I was just talking to a friend a few weeks ago, and she was saying the first time she was a model, and she flew into London. The first time she ever flew into London, it was like she felt like she'd been there before. She knows she's never been to London before. She'd never been overseas before, probably, but you know, she was flying into London and had that experience. This is what I call recognition memories. They're inexplicable. They could be place related. They could be related to things. It could be related to music. It could be related to anything. But there's some inexplicable recognition of the whatever we're talking about here. Happened to me when I was 20 years old. I went off to a foreign study program, and I was studying in France. And it was one of these scenarios where you know, before the semester starts, since you're paying for the airfare anyway, you want to get there and take advantage of this. So before the semester starts, you get there like 2-3 weeks before, so you can travel around a little bit. So two of my buddies and I we were doing that, and we went down from France. We took a train down to Rome, to Italy. Never been there before. Went down to Rome, and one of my friends said, hey, let's go along the Appian Way, check it out, you know? And I'd heard of the Appian Way. I didn't know much. I didn't read much history about. I wasn't a real history buff, but these guys were. And so they said, yeah, let's go to the Appian Way and let's go check out the catacombs. I didn't even know what the catacombs were. So we go to the catacombs. Anybody been to the catacombs before? Number of people. Yeah, so you know what they're, so for those of you who don't know, catacombs are, basically, physically, it's a labyrinth of tunnels and small rooms. Why small? Because you've got to carve them out of the stone and the dirt and so forth. Small little meeting rooms, but labyrinth of tunnels and so forth, and burial plots, I guess you would call them. It's just they're in the walls of as you're walking down, and you're going down hundreds of feet. And early Christians met there in secret and had worshipped and had meetings and so forth in these catacombs. So I'm walking down there, and this is back, I was 20 years old, so this is a few years ago, right? And so now they probably have big tours that go through, and it's probably really well organized. When we were there, it was me, my two buddies from college, and maybe there were 4 other people, and the tour guide. Really intimate, small group. And we're walking around, and the tour guide has a flashlight. That's it. He's got a flashlight, and we're walking around, and you're down there, 100 feet, 150 feet, way down. And you could see, and they have sections roped off. Don't go down there because you know you may never come back again because you can't see, and it's just this maze of stuff. The point of the story is, I come back up to the surface, and if you had asked me, Kel, how long were you down there? I would have said, 2 things happened to me. I would have said, first of all, I have no clue how long I was down there. 10 minutes? An hour and a half? I had no idea. I was in time warp as soon as we started walking down there. And the second thing that happened to me when I came up, and this is when I was 20 years old, the second thing was that I felt like I had been there before, or been to something like it before. Maybe not that exact catacomb, but I had been in catacombs before. Some really strong recognition memory. And I didn't even know what a catacomb was before my friend said, let's go to see these catacombs. So that kind of recognition memory. So who knows? You know, just another data point.